We're going left. We're going left.
These Taos County deputies have been searching for 23-year-old Army veteran Matthew McLaughlin for weeks.
Sheriff's officer, search warrant, open the door!
They finally get a break in the case. Nothing about it raises alarms. They're told that Matthew simply disappeared.
Check everything.
But what investigators are about to uncover tells a far darker story. It was the beginning of one of the most disturbing and unsettling mysteries this small New Mexico town has ever seen.
The head and hands were in a trash bag that were then put inside a Harbor Freight fucking bucket.
How long did it take you guys to dismember the body?
He threw away the last piece around last week, which was the torso and a leg bone. But there was no meat on it. It was just nothing but ribs and spine, hips.
What made you make the decision to kill Matthew?
On July 31st, 2025, police received a concerned phone call. According to one of Matthew's co-workers, he hadn't been at work for 5 days. Investigators then learned that he was seen walking along State Highway 64 on July the 25th by a member of the public and hasn't been seen since. Police speak to Matthew's 2 roommates, themselves Army veterans, who claim no knowledge of his whereabouts. Oddly, they hadn't thought of reporting him missing. However, the police, alongside Matthew's mother, Rebecca, began a widespread search for the missing veteran, including an online GoFundMe campaign. But as weeks turned into months, investigators began to fear the worst. In search of the truth, police re-interviewed Matthew's 2 roommates, 23-year-old Raynor Joyner and 22-year-old David DeGroat. They described Matthew as an untrustworthy drug addict who often brought strangers back to their house. A new theory develops, suggesting Matthew's lifestyle may have played a role in his disappearance. However, the more they talk, the more rehearsed their stories seem. After more than 2 months of multiple interviews and a search for Matthew, investigators start to suspect he didn't just disappear, and the 2 men he lived with know why. On August the 17th, 2025, officers came prepared for a potential standoff and expected resistance. Both roommates are military trained, making this a high-stakes situation. Officers have brought in an armored vehicle and have no intention to back down.
Search warrant! Sheriff's officer! Show your hands! Open and empty! Got dead space left! It's tight, it's tight, it's tight.
Dead space right. I'm gonna move left.
Byers and Kevin, clear that left. I'll hold right here.
On me. Moving. There.
Clear. Secondaries. Check everything.
House clear, house clear. House clear, no.
Clear. Clear. Watch your fingers. Just let it down so this doesn't hit us in the face when we go out.
Hey, we gotta open the door with
Officers find neither of the roommates is at home to shed light on the mystery of Matthew's disappearance, and they may have to clear the property. However, it is at this moment that they notice something.
I don't check that. Check that utility van.
Got a vehicle approaching.
Run that plate. Henry William John 7586 out of Texas.
The vehicle that just arrived carried 2 men, and they're armed. Officers are fully aware that one wrong move could turn this situation into a massacre.
He's got a gun at him. He's got a gun. He's got a gun in his waistband.
But against all expectations, both men step out within seconds, hands raised in surrender. The officers have no idea that this is just the beginning of all of the unexpected events that lie in wait. The officers carefully take both men into custody. Upon closer look, they confirm them to be Matthew's roommates, Joyner and David, the very people they had been trying to track down. After the search, officers hope a conversation with the roommates might finally lead to them finding Matthew. But the moment the officers get a hold of the men, they shatter any hope of finding Matthew alive. They tell him he is not only dead, but disposed of. Shortly after, one of them, Joyner, even agrees to guide the officers to Matthew.
Your brother, so you said it's about 7 miles down?
Yeah, the first one's like 5 miles.
First mile's like 5 miles?
Yeah.
How comfortable do you feel, Nah, you know what, you're good, you're good. Just communicate with me through here.
Okay.
Guide me, I'm gonna sit in the front. Just guide us to where we need to go.
Okay.
Okay? Appreciate you, bro. And all I can tell you is, me and my partner are the ones in charge of this. The fact that you're taking us to recover his body, the fact that you came clean and were honest, I'm going to ensure that that's reflected with the district attorney. Okay?
Understood.
The officer will soon realize that the man they are now trying to recover is not in one piece.
I know it's past the majority. I know it's past these houses and shit because, again, I ain't fucking stupid. I know that fucking people might get curious about why there was a random fucking van.
Was off the road.
Yeah.
Did his blood spill in that van at all?
No. I bagged and tagged him tight. Fucking, like I said, work van. I don't want fucking shit in there.
Yeah, was it in a trash bag or what?
Yeah, trash bag. The head and hands were in a trash bag that were then put inside a Harbor Freight fucking bucket.
And the head and hands are they with the head or no?
Yes. Yes, all that's together. All the important identifiers are together.
Just hang out, brother. Okay, what color is that bucket?
Red bucket. I can actually see it from here.
Okay.
Down in the drain.
Okay. Roll his window up a little bit, sir, just so that way. Yeah. Just hang out for a second, bro. We'll be right back with you. Okay.
Okay.
Along State Highway 64, which Joyner leads them to, officers discover several trash bags. Inside are what remains of Matthew. He had been chopped into multiple pieces and had been dead for days. The horrifying sight forces officers to sit down and finally learn what truly happened between these roommates and the horror Matthew endured while they were still searching for him. Officers sit opposite the man who has already confessed to killing the person they were hoping to find alive just a few hours earlier. And it will not take much time to get Joyner to speak. He spends the next 30 minutes to write out painful details of Matthew's last moments that only he seems to know.
Starting from July 25 at roughly 1800, 7 p.m., I, Joyner Rayner, confronted Matt on the rightmost path leading to the house about 600 meters away. When confronting Matt, I asked him to explain why he was spreading rumors about me and bringing drugs, strangers over to the house. He, Matt in parentheses, said that I didn't come up there often enough, so it was basically his place.
What Raynor describes next, which he describes as being in a dark state of mind, will take this case to a place it can never return from.
In a dark state of mind, I shot him with the Springfield Saint AR rifle I was carrying. After shooting him, I dragged his body to a tree 40 meters away on the left side of the road. July 26/27, I went to work. After work, I went to Harbor Freight and bought buckets. Not having what I felt I needed, I went to Tractor Supply. There I got trash bags and a splitter axe from there.
Minutes after shooting his friend, Raynor went about his day as if nothing had happened. But it wasn't because he didn't care about the consequences. Later, he comes back, but only to take active measures to hide his crime.
I went to the land, going back to the tree to cut off his head and hands. After doing so, I bagged them, then placed them inside one of the buckets. I took that bucket in my work van to a drain ditch 4 to 5 miles up the road, dumping it.
Matthew was a country guy who left his family behind to live with roommates that he trusted most. But what happened to him after his death, that is by far the most disturbing part of this case.
The next Wednesday night, I went to cut off the legs and arms. I found that wildlife had gotten him, so I cut off his forearm and legs below the knee, bagged them. Then I was able to rip out his upper leg bone from his hip sockets, bagging them with some of his clothes.
Which word is that?
Oh, I believe you're trying to say finally, but it's spelled final. I bagged his torso, throwing it all in a drain ditch 7 to 6 miles up. Thank you.
Cops take another pause while Raynor finishes the timeline, focusing on what he did with the body. It's at this moment that Joyner starts laying out the plan aloud, and it's not just the details that catch the officers off guard, but how calmly he talks about it.
The entire situation with Matthew.
Let's see here. So, everything I told you last time we spoke about like him spreading rumors and all that wasn't a lie, that was all factual. Really the only thing that changed from what I told you last time and me confessing was basically just the fact that when I confronted him, I didn't let him walk away, I shot him. So everything was pretty much the same. Like I said, he was spreading rumors, he was bringing drugs, he was bringing strangers. Fucking shit like that. I confronted him. I got fucking, I don't know. I got pissed off and decided, fuck it. You're not gonna give me the chance to fuck up again. And so I shot him.
When Raynor shot Matthew, there was another person present at the crime scene who witnessed the horrific crime and did nothing to stop it.
So when Matthew was over in Colorado, dealing with the VA, getting all that stuff done for himself. Went to go grocery store, pick up groceries. He got dropped off at what's it called? He got dropped off at Cassandra and Jason's house. I went to go walk with him as we walked up the road at the cart carrying the groceries of everything. As we got to an intersection, a shot rang out. Matt got shot in his right lung from Joyner's rifle, specifically his AR-15. Matt, not knowing what's happening, he did say, "I got shot," and he starts to freak out. Then Joyner comes from around the corner with my Beretta. He sticks it to his face and shoots him in the jaw, which makes his eyes swell up. And he starts to choke at his blood as he hits the floor. And then he hovers over him with an execution shot and gets him right on the temple. He's waiting in the bushes for him.
Matthew didn't know that what felt like a normal grocery run was anything but. One of his brothers was lying in wait, while the other was walking him straight into the trap. What Raynor did next, even in his own words, sounds like something out of a horror movie.
Then from there, after shooting him, like I said in my statement, I dragged his body to a tree. Next day, went to work everything was normal. After work, I went to Harbor Freight, picked up a bucket, a few buckets. I only used one. And then they didn't know what I was looking for. I went to Harbor Freight, ended up deciding the best tool to use would be the splitter axe, and also bought some bags, 33-gallon trash bags. From there, went back up to the land, back up to that spot, cut off his head and hands, bagged him up, put him in the Harbor Freight bucket, drove back down the mountain, about 4 or 5 miles, found a deep drainage ditch, threw the bucket down there.
Whatever they could do, they did. Raynor was quick to walk investigators through his plan for the body, but there is a cold detail missing in the first half of his story. However, David brings it out in his interview.
So, my one question for you is I want you to explain to me the plan that you're talking about.
A plan to kill Matt that Joyner made.
Okay.
So his idea was initially he was gonna come up the road that we were gonna have, and he was gonna try to snipe him with his 308 from a distance. And then his plan changed when Matt said he was getting dropped off over by the other road. So then Joyner's idea was he was gonna take my Beretta so he can have a sidearm. And then he grabbed his AR and then waited in the bushes for us to come up, and he told me to stick to one side of the road and to be very loud when I'm near the area. So when he sees Matt come up on the side, despite how dark it is, he doesn't need to worry about who it is. So I would say it was, for what Joyner was thinking, it was pre-plotted beforehand. Because I would tell him about Matt still had a drug habit and he was still talking shit and making rumors, everything, which kind of pissed off Joyner. So several occasions, kind of told him like, hey, no, don't kill him, just kick him off the property or something, or like get him to start talking to again. To the point where it eventually came down to the point where he says that he was gonna go with the plan for Matt to get killed.
Raynor had already admitted to leaving out details, and here again he tries to pass it as a momentary loss of temper and that it was not planned. The police are about to press him without revealing what David had already exposed.
What made you make the decision to kill Matthew?
Honestly, it wasn't a hard decision to reach for me. I'd already given him, what I consider plenty of warnings before to deal with it, and I take that shit very seriously. It's like, I'll give you a chance, I'll give you a chance, I'll give you a chance, I'm not gonna give you another fucking chance.
In this line of questioning, the cops start to realize something. Raynor knows the law, and he knows that claiming a spur-of-the-moment event could mean a lighter sentence. But when the suspect is as forthcoming as Raynor Joyner, it's hard to keep the mask on, and what he says next is likely to hurt Raynor the most.
No, he kept fucking up. He just kept fucking up, and I was just fucking tired of it. I can put up with that shit. I don't regret what I did, is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I don't fucking regret what I did. That wasn't the same dude I started with, like I said before.
And why don't you regret it?
Honestly, I'm not. Truth be told, I've never been exactly had a normal sense of, a normal sense of humanity. I don't know how else to put that. I've always kind of been the odd one out when it comes to shit like that. I've always been the first one to just say it's like, well, you know what, you can always deal with it. There's only one way to deal with a problem permanently.
Raynor admits that he doesn't regret what he did, but he still won't admit that he planned it. But David goes into detail about what pushed things over the edge and for how long.
Raynor felt like it was more like getting rid of a rat or throwing out the trash. So let's dive into the disrespect. What was so disrespectful that Raynor was angry with?
So Matt would constantly be talking a lot of shit of saying like, oh, he doesn't know how it is out here. We've been out here for 4 months. Hasn't been out here in 7 years. He doesn't show up here anymore. This isn't his fucking house. You don't have to listen to him. And then he would start talking about how, at least to other people, just making shit up of like, oh, he did this, and this in the army, of saying shit like he was hitting women and shit. Just
referring to who?
Joyner. Matthew referring to Joyner. But I at least know he didn't do that, but he kept trying to push an agenda to other people beforehand, which is why he pissed off Joyner.
Describe to me why. Try and explain to me why Joyner is for lack of a better term, feels so territorial over you.
Because he used me as his brother, like I said beforehand, because we both known each other for a long time in the military. We both have that. We had the same shitty leadership. Both of our dads died, so we bonded over that. He has no other siblings left. So he claims me as like his younger brother. He's usually very territorial about the people he knows.
Everything in David's account points to a trap laid by Raynor for the man he saw as the rat of the house. But instead of backing down, Raynor keeps talking almost with pride. And since he won't admit to planning it outright, the cops switch tactics, trying to get him to say it without realizing he's doing it.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, like going through this, when I shared with you, dude, we had PC, or like probable cause, right?
Yeah.
For a search warrant for your place, based on just mass disappearance, the argument that you guys had. But like, I'm not gonna lie to you, we're pretty like impressed. Like, without you telling us, I don't know how long it would have taken us to figure out Matt's death, man. Like, this was well thought out and well organized and planned. I just where did you come up with it? Like, how did you figure out how to do all this?
Like I said, not quite normal in the head. Like, not even trying to be funny. I've always thought of the whole, the old joke about always have a plan to fill everyone in the room. That's who I am. I've always thought about, okay, here's how I would do it, here's what I would do. Doesn't matter if I like you, I haven't thought about it with David. I haven't told him I thought about it with him. No, I cracked jokes with him one time, about it. I was like, yeah, the only problem with telling you is all your fucking dealers will come looking for me then and just be turning the L up. I've always thought about, like, every way how to deal with situations, how to, that's who I am, that's, some of that is admittedly was taught to me by my dad.
The detectives compliment Raynor's plan, hoping it will make him own it as one he made. But he catches on to what they're doing. When that doesn't work, officers aim to get more and more direct.
Did you plan to kill Matthew?
No, I actually never planned to kill him. I never planned to actually kill him. In the sense of, like, it wasn't premeditated. When I went up there, I was giving him one last chance to fix things. And just, I don't know, the way he acted, the way his tone of voice was, I just clicked.
Was it being rude or?
Yeah, and like I said, nothing I said in that was a lie about him acting like that was something like his property, something like his place. It's like, no, motherfucker, I brought you out that fucking, You're rousing my fucking heart. I drove out of my way to go to fucking Winchester, Virginia, to come get your ass, bring you all the way down here so you would have a new start.
When Raynor starts using words like premeditated, detectives wonder if the same careful planning he used to dispose of the body also went into figuring out how to get away with his friend's murder with the least possible charges. And that's when things start getting serious for Raynor's one-man show.
So, Brother White, this is where we're gonna have we gotta figure something out. I have information that you had this situation planned out for weeks, and it's from an extremely reliable source. It describes that you guys were going through stuff you and Matt were going through problems for weeks, and that David had even talked you out of murdering him on several different occasions. What's that about?
Like I said, it was never really premeditated. That was more just me running my mouth. I did the same shit in the Army. I couldn't.
So describe to me the running your mouth, because basically with what you just did there, bros, you acknowledged what I was saying, but you're trying to tell me that it wasn't premeditated. So I understand that to an extent, but you're like, it's like a double negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
So describe to me what you mean by that.
Well, I mean, I was known for, you can ask any of my fucking dudes I've served with, I was known for constantly being the guy that's like, that would say, you know, it's like, oh, I should just fucking murder him, I should just fucking kill him, you know? If I was pissed off at someone, like, it was, you know, it was never.
So those types of conversations, did they happen between you and David about Matthew?
Yes.
Although Raynor claims everybody knows murder comes easy to him when someone is not on his favorites list, Matthew seems unlikely to have been one of them. He never left the house, possibly because he never realized that everyday tensions were turning into conversations behind his back, the kind that become a roommate's worst nightmare. David fed Raynor information about Matthew under the guise of casual gossip, even as he realized Raynor's plans were getting darker and darker by the day. The cops are about to learn exactly what role David played in all of this.
He told me preemptively, he said, you're gonna help me with this. You're gonna help me with this. You're not gonna tell anyone, or I will kill you. Because then I would be knowing too much.
David walked with Matthew fully aware that he was just minutes away from death. He almost makes it seem like he was a friend to a bully, making choices he could walk away from at any time. But his role went far beyond that.
Explain what made you decide to participate in the murder of your friend.
It was out of fear for my own safety, because he also dropped me off at my house for Christmas before, so he knows where my family lives. And I know he would be the type of man to do it as well.
Describe that.
I know he's the kind of man, if he's angry enough, he'll just shoot someone just for talking shit. So if I became a loose end somehow, and he found out that I was talking about it, I'm pretty sure I would get an end cap in it as well. Have the same fate as Matt.
What makes you so fearful of Joyner?
It's because I know he's capable of doing it. Just because he says it, it also means he can do it. Because he says beforehand that he has killed someone around the property before with his dad.
What role did you play in the body?
He had me just hold a bag open so he could dump all the parts in, so he could make sure my DNA was on it as well.
Okay, so I'm sorry, say that again.
He wanted me to hold the bags so he could dump the body parts in, so he could make sure my DNA was on the bags as well.
And how do you know that?
Because it's what he told me. He said, you're gonna join me, or you're gonna get the same thing as he did. So you're gonna help me with this body if you like it or not.
David's role in Matthew's death was all about fueling and guarding secrets that he shouldn't have. But when he breaks down, it becomes clear that he doesn't fully believe Matthew deserved to die. In Joyner's interview, he keeps highlighting his flawless plan for disposing of Matthew's body. But what David recounts next exposes the emotional and gruesome reality of the event, something no one could ever get used to hearing.
Dismembering Matt before or after I called you guys to ask where he was at?
It was beforehand, before the first initial call for the missing persons report. He already had no head and hands by that point. And then he had me hold the bag open, Joyner had me hold the bag open to put Matt's head and hands in the bag, and then put the bag in the bucket, and then he said he tossed it on the side of the ditch.
What date did you guys start dismembering that body?
Almost a week after he died was when he started to dismember him, and it was when he smelled bad, started bloating.
Okay, how long did it take you guys to dismember the body?
He threw away the last piece around last week, which was the torso and a leg bone. But there was no meat on it, it was just nothing but ribs and a spine, hips.
You and Joyner both have warrants out for your arrest for desertion.
The JAG told us that was gonna happen.
They're confirmed. You have warrants for desertion.
Shortly after these interviews, Joyner was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery, assault with intent to commit a violent felony, conspiracy to commit murder, and tampering with evidence. DeGroat faces charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and tampering with evidence. Later that day, a crucifix believed to be McLaughlin's was discovered inside a washing machine drum, which authorities believe Joyner and David had used as a fire pit to burn Matthew's belongings. In the military, no man left behind is a sacred oath that Matthew McLaughlin lived by until his retirement. But the men he shared his roof with deserted their uniform. After their return, Matthew was the only one who maintained a stable job. It seems the disturbing secrets in that house weren't just about drugs or strangers. They were about the resentment of two men watching him succeed and deciding to end it for good. In New Mexico, the premeditated nature of his crimes carries a mandatory life sentence, ensuring that Joyner and David face at least 30 years behind bars before they are even considered for parole. We would like to offer our sincere condolences to the victim's family.